Greetings everyone, Craig Hester here with R2AWatches.com, and thank you for joining us again as we continue on our journey through all the watches and accessories that are available at R2AWatches.com. Today we are talking about, well, I can't say the last time I was as excited about a watch as I am about this particular watch today. This is something that's been a long time coming. We've been putting together this for a while, and this is the official watch of the 11th Marine Expeditionary Unit, which we put together with ZB Watches, with a big shout out to Don Zimmer for making this possible, and to Vostok Europe for making this possible. This is a special custom watch for R2A watches and ZB watches only. There's just so much to talk about here, and I'm so excited about it. If you are joining us for the first time, you want to be sure and hit like and subscribe. You want to join the closed group Vostok Europe Timepieces on Facebook. That's the best place to find out what's going on here, about all the watches that are happening at Vostok Europe, at R2AWatches.com, and at Vostok Europe for that matter. This is a special watch, guys. There's no other way around it. This is a special watch. This is not quite like anything we've ever done in the past. If you're not familiar with Vostok Europe is a boutique watch brand based in Vilnius, Lithuania. All of their watches are 100% custom and hand assembled at their facility in Vilnius, Lithuania by 7 full-time watchmakers. They go through a rigorous testing process there. They do everything custom. They have their own in-house designers. They have basically their own in-house everything. They pretty much do everything you could imagine in the watch business except actually build movements. They are the builders of this watch. They build custom watches on a regular basis. This is a very low limited edition number. There's only 300 of these made for the world. We're sitting on just the first few examples. This is a watch that if you don't grab it, you're going to regret it, because once they're gone, they're gone. We wouldn't be repeating them. This is a one-time shot, and this is a special watch. Now, what makes this so special? Well, first of all, before I get into the watch itself, into deep details about the watch itself, I'm going to quickly tell you. Now, I'm going to start by making a statement right up front. I am not a military expert. Don Zimmer, who worked with us on this, who was a member of the MEU, of the 11th MEU, he would be able to tell you a lot more details about this from a military perspective than I can. So if I use any terminologies or anything in relation to this that are not exactly correct in relation to explaining what the 11th MEU is, please don't hold that against the watch. Don't hold that against us. I'm not a military expert. I just want to give you a basic understanding that the 11th Marine Expeditionary Unit, what's really important to know about these guys is they're what are referred to as a forward deployed unit. Whenever you hear the term forward in the world of the military, that means you're talking about the guys who are the first on the scene. These are some serious folks here who are there when a lot of times when other things have gone wrong and there are other units that just can't handle what needs to be done. They're amphibious. They can come in by air. They have a helicopter unit. You see on the movies all the time the guys coming in those hover landing crafts when they're landing on the beach. That's who these guys are. They're a specially deployed unit. They literally can be anywhere in the world in 24 to 72 hours. It's not always aggressive, or maybe that's not exactly the word to use, but it's not always something on the offense. Sometimes they're doing rescue missions. They're doing other things along those lines. It's not always something that's an offensive nature in terms of actually being a military deployment in that way. But they are the guys who are the first on the scene. These are a special unit. There's only 2,200 members. This is a small part of the Marines. There are 6 other Marine Expeditionary Units besides the 11th Expeditionary Unit. The 11th Expeditionary Unit has been highly decorated many times over the years. They're referred to as the Pride of the Pacific, or as it says on the case of, on the dial of the watch, tip of the spear. And that gets back to what I was saying earlier about these guys are the first deployed. These guys are in the forward area. These guys are where the heat is, okay? When you want to send in the guys to get the job done, you send in the 11th Expeditionary Unit. and that is why they're called the tip of the spear and called the Pride of the Pacific. So that gives you a little bit of an overview of who the folks are. This is their official watch. It does have their actual insignia, both on the dial and on the case back. It's important to note that we did get official permission to use their insignia. I will tell you that the designer at Vostok Europe told me it was the single most difficult piece of artwork he's ever worked with, because it is a pretty complex piece of art. To have been able to put that on a watch dial is pretty amazing in and of itself. All of the colors are the actual colors that they're supposed to be in relation to the unit. They are officially the colors. In fact, one of the things that we're really proud of, you might notice that the bezel itself, the unidirectional rotating bezel on this watch, it has the camouflage on it. This is the official Marine camouflage. We didn't just go and grab some random camouflage piece of artwork and throw it onto the bezel. This is the actual Marine unit camouflage on the bezel. So that just shows the attention to detail, which is not surprising at all. We are talking about a Vostok Europe, and we know how much they pay attention to detail. So the watch is based on, for those of you who've been following Vostok Europe for many years, you're familiar with the N1 rocket. This is the N1 rocket case. I love this case. It's 46 millimeters. I'm going to try to give you a quick, wrist shot here. I love 46 millimeters. To me, it's a very Goldilocks size. It's not too big. It's not too small. With the curvature of the watch, this watch fits so comfortably on the wrist. I will definitely have one of these in my collection. Right here, we've got lucky number 7 out of only 300 ever built. You can see just how comfortably that rests on the watch. It's got this beautiful soft silicone strap. It's going to come with 2 silicones. It's going to come with the black, and it's going to come with the light tan. And Abe and I both really love the light tan. We think it looks fantastic. In terms of the color combination on this watch, you just can't beat that light tan. It sits on the wrist really, really comfortably. You're not going to be uncomfortable wearing this watch. I have a 7.5-inch wrist, which is by no means a big wrist. This watch fits very comfortably. I think anybody, even a little bit smaller wrist, can comfortably wear this watch, no problem. Let me get to just some of the basic feature overviews. You are talking about the 6S21 Miata series. Before I jump into that, let me let you know it does come in the custom dry box. The dry box on this watch is fantastic. This is a serious dive case that's available with this watch. It's going to have the same insignia of the 11th MCU on it, and then of course inside it's going to come with everything. Unlike most N1 rockets, because we did this as a special watch, it actually is going to have the water resistance test in there as well. You can see here how this one's marked as number 7 for 300. So you are going to get the water resistance test showing you that it passed, and it's going to come in this just amazing dry box. You can hear the quality when I close it. So that is part of the whole deal. Now it does have the 6S21 Miata quartz chronograph. As I always say, there are quartz movements, and then there are quartz movements. You're never going to see Vostok Europe using the cheap 3-hand quartz movements, but you are going to see them using high-end, high-quality quartz movements like the 6S21. This one has actual mechanical parts in it. So watch as I activate the chronograph. You're going to see it's at 1/4 of a second. It almost sweeps as if this were a mechanical watch. It doesn't have the telltale tick that you have with a quartz movement. So that is because this is a jeweled, partially mechanical movement in here with the 6S21, which is going to give you up to a 60-minute summing action over here, so you can measure something up to 60 minutes long, and then when it resets, you can measure another event. And then this is going to be your constant sweep second hand. This watch is going to come with the K1 mineral crystal system. What's that all about? K1 mineral, you've got the curved K1 mineral. Look at the curvature on this watch. A fantastic curvature on this watch. And the way that it catches the light scintillation is just fantastic. The K1 mineral, that's going to put you right between a sapphire and a mineral. So that's, if you look at the Mohs scale, the hardness scale, a sapphire is a 9, a mineral is a 5, the K1 is a 7. So it's going to give you nearly the scratch resistance of sapphire, and it's going to give you nearly the shatter resistance of mineral. It does have a closed case back, again with the insignia of the 11th MCU on the back, Pride of the Pacific, limited edition. This one happens to be number 7 of 300. This is a 200 meter water resistant watch. Now that's some serious water resistance on this watch, and it's important to note that at 200 meter with the unidirectional rotating bezel, that puts this as a professional grade dive quality watch. We were insistent that whatever we did for the 11th was going to be a marine grade, it is marine grade, was going to be a professional grade dive quality watch as determined by PADI, the Professional Association of Diving Instructors. This is surgical grade stainless steel throughout with the black PVD plating. That is grade A PVD plating. This is the best PVD plating you can get. It wouldn't matter if you were buying a few $100 Vostok Europe, or if you're buying a multi-$1,000 high-end Swiss watch. You can't get any better than grade A PVD plating. I'll tell you, I wear the PVD watches all the time. They just never show wear. So that's another fantastic thing about this. Again, I'm going to point out that this is the actual camouflage design specifically for the Marine Corps. Now, quickly want to show you the lume. The lume on this is fantastic, as all Vostok Europe lume is. I'm going to quickly show you a lume shot. There you go. Look at how bright that is. It just splits the dark. You can see the hand ticking. You can see how easily and how clearly you'll be able to read this watch in the dark. That's very important when you're talking about a military watch like this to be used by the members of the MCU. We obviously made that first available to them, and now it is available to the public at large. Again, very limited, only 300. Most Vostok Europes are limited to 3,000. This is limited to only 300 pieces. It does come with 2 silicone straps. They both are marked with Vostok Europe. They're both integrated so that they fit very comfortably, snugly against the watch. If you're not a silicone fan, first of all, let me tell you, this is not your typical silicone. This is a, I want to back up for a second. And I love that the pop of color on the pusher. Whenever they add that just little bit of pop of color, it just adds so much to the overall look and feel of the watch. I just love that. That's another attention to detail that Vostok Europe does. This is a soft, supple silicone strap. It's going to be comfortable the second you put it on. There is no break-in period. If you are someone who is a fan of leather or you want something different, this is a 22 millimeter strap on this, so it will be very, very easy for you to find something aftermarket that you can put on this watch. Do not pick up this watch just because it's silicone options only and doesn't have a leather option. It will be very, very easy for you to find a third-party vendor who could put, and there also are, at r2awatches.com, there are straps available for the N1 Rocket at 22 millimeter that would easily fit this watch if you wanted to add a different strap. We did the silicone because this is an amphibious team, primarily an amphibious team, and we wanted silicone to fit the fact that it is a true professional grade dive watch, and a silicone makes more sense for that, and we like the color combinations that we were able to do with the silicone. You have the screw-in crown, and again you have the pushers for the chronograph. This is a true screw-in crown, again 200 meter water resistant on this watch. Just everything you could possibly want in a military timepiece you're getting in this 11th the 11th Expeditionary Unit watch. Again, my name is Craig Hester. I'm with r2awatches.com. This is the special edition built for R2A watches and ZB watches with Don Zimmer of the 11th Marine Expeditionary Unit. This is their official watch with their official insignia. You can't get this anywhere else in the world. I'm Craig Hester with r2awatches.com, and until next time, hey, keep watching.